Welcome to Thinking Outside the Soil with your host, Shawnee Alfalfaseed, where we get to talk story and touch on topics about hydroponics and the farmers who grow the crops and creatures we need to eat. Good morning, and hello from Blooming Health Farms, and thank you for being with me on this beautiful day. The sun is rising later and later, and you could hear one of our young cockerels just crowed, and I'm so excited to share with you what that means for us here at Blooming Health Farms. You know, when I got into the chickening world, I never expected to have a bunch of roosters around me. And I can clearly see the benefits and advantages of having a little guy like this. And that guy you hear there is an Egyptian Fayumi. And I want to tell you a little bit about why we have this breed of chickens. Now, I have a background in molecular biology, and I fell in love with genetics and DNA while I was studying it long ago. I actually fell in love with the genetic aspect of plants, and over time, I've been able to use that skill set to bring it to somewhere that I never really expected. Well, fast forward to where we are today. I am breeding some different chickens here at Blooming Health Farms. Here at Alfalfaseed, we actually raise out our chicks and some of the young pullets before they do like our dude there did and start crowing. Now, we will take them out to Site B here soon so they can become part of our breeding flock. And I'm super excited to have an Egyptian boy because they bring a lot of neat things to the chickening world. Real quick, while I got you, if you've loved what you've heard or you want to hear something more, please do leave a comment below or send me an email at sean@thinkingoutssidethesoil.com. That's SEAN, like Sean Connery. And I'd love to know what you liked or what maybe you don't. You know, it always helps to hear both sides of the story. So as we've been carving out our chickening path here, we are trying to do something that I think is pretty unique. I am focusing on specific chicken breeds because of some of the advantages that they bring. So I have to tell you a quick story about one of the breeds. Now, it's not the Egyptian specifically, but it was a Buckeye that inspired me to look even more into how I can create a really healthy flock that's going to be the best for you out there, whether you're just getting into chickening or you have a homestead or you are on the path to becoming a commercial chicken farmer. The Buckeye is a really unique breed, and this past winter we had a lot of cold snaps, and I would have to come out here and teach some of these young chicks and young pullets what it meant to coop up at night. And I would often have to rouse these Buckeyes up and pick them up and put them in the coop in preparation for those extremely cold nights. Well, as you likely know, during the winter when the sun goes down really early, the chickens are going to hunker down wherever they are, especially if they're not used to cooping up yet. Well, one morning I came outside and I found a Buckeye sitting in a small part of our yard. And I was a little bit worried at first because that night we had a minus 30-degree Fahrenheit cold snap, which is extremely cold for any living organism. Well, lo and behold, this chicken was in fantastic shape, and she just came running out when she saw me in the morning, and I did my best to inspect her. I was really looking for signs of frostbite, or I was really concerned that I had a chicken popsicle, really. Well, This Buckeye survived that night, and it was my first aha into looking into the different genetics that chickens can bring and the advantages that they may have for us as chicken farmers, or even those of us that have backyard chickens here in Colorado, or maybe up north, or maybe for some of you that live in higher alpine environments. These Buckeyes are wonderful breeds that bring a couple different things. Now, the Buckeye is a fairly heavy bird for an egg layer, and they're a very productive bird. We're seeing about 5 to 6 eggs in a week from the ones that are out at site B, and these ones here are getting ready to go out there. So I'm excited to see what they're going to show us. One of the neat things that I love about the Buckeyes, besides their prolific egg laying, they lay these big brown eggs. And I think that's a little bit because of what we feed, but their eggs that they lay. But the Buckeyes bring more than just a prolific laying behavior. They're also wonderful meat birds once that production declines later on in life. Now, chickens often will lay a lot of eggs when they are young, and as they age, their production slows down. I like to say it's a bit like how humans, as they get older, female humans rather, how they go through metabolic changes and go through menopause and then are not able to make babies. So as these Buckeyes age, they make for a wonderful addition to our flock because we can then fatten them up, if you will, and turn them into broilers. So we call this a dual purpose breed. Now, I mentioned the crowing boy at the beginning of the show, and that's because as I was digging deeper into the genetics of certain breeds of chickens, I learned about this Egyptian Fayumi. Now, the Egyptian Fayumi comes from an area of Egypt, the Fayum area, and the chicken was brought here in the 50s to introduce disease resistance and other beneficial genetic aspects to American flocks. When I heard that, it tickled my molecular biology bone pretty deeply. And I said, I wonder if I could breed an Egyptian Fayumi with a Buckeye and gain even more advantages. Now, some of the things that I love about these Egyptian Fayumis is that they lay eggs sooner than most breed. The average Fayumi will lay an egg in about 16 to 20 weeks, which is about a month to 2 months before most conventional breeds that we keep lay eggs. So that in and of itself excited me that we could introduce a chicken to your flock that would start producing sooner. That means that you are investing a little bit less in feed to get your first clutch of eggs. So that was one of the first things that I took to about these Egyptians. They lay a medium white egg. And as I was looking at that, I was curious about what the cross between an Egyptian and a Buckeye would be. Now, the other cool thing is that boy you heard crowing is probably about 7 weeks old, and his voice is already coming on. So I am super excited to introduce this bird into our flock. But I want to leave you with a little secret that I am developing a chicken that is going to be able to lay a blue egg in about the same time as these Egyptians. We have some cream leg bars here at Blooming Health Farms. They're actually alongside these Egyptians here, and they'll lay a beautiful blue egg. So soon you will be able to get a blue egg layer that lays faster than any other chicken that we've seen. So I'm really excited to go down this path and be able to bring all of these things to you out there, whether it be backyard chickens, whether it be a commercial venture that you're going onto. And we know that our success has been primarily because of how we take care of our chickens. I believe in giving them the best feed so that we get the best eggs possible. And right now I'm watching these ladies and a couple of the boys here eat our chicken crack sprouting mix. Our chicken crack sprouting mix is a seasonal blend of grains and seeds that I have sourced locally from an organic supplier. And I combine these based on the availability of the seed during the season, meaning I am selecting seeds that are cost effective and are in season, and then blending them to give the perfect balance of nutrition. We are moving towards our own feed formulation. And for any of those that have been around the show for a bit, you have heard in previous episodes how I got my start in agriculture by doing fish feed with Dr. Harry Ako out at the University of Hawaii. And it's come full circle for me to develop feed for livestock in ways that I never expected. And what I love most about our chicken crack sprouting mix is that we have happy, healthy hens that lay amazingly delicious eggs. Our eggs are always this golden color and have such a delicious taste. But another thing that's really neat is we are saving about 30% on our feed costs compared to us feeding out just the normal commercial kibble that we find formulated by the big guys. We use a New Country Organics feed product. It is a premium feed that comes out of Virginia, and they also have a mill in Lubbock, Texas. So we have been incorporating our sprouting regimen alongside this New Country Organics. And I prefer right now their pastured perfect grower, starter, and layer feeds for our flock, and our clients out there love this product. And some of the reasons they love this product is because it is soy free and this pastured perfect is corn free. Now, some people ask me, hey, Sean, what is important about the feed being absent of soy or not having any corn in there? Well, there's some evidence to suggest that the feed that we give to our animals can impart some of those nutritional qualities into the eggs that we eat. Now, I've mentioned in shows before that we have some customers that are concerned with allergens, specifically soy. So just to nip all of that in the bud, we don't feed soy out to our flock. But another thing I really love about the New Country Organics and the chicken crack mix that we develop is that our ingredients mostly come from smaller farmers who are not at the capacity, if you will, to have an operation to grow large fields of corn or large fields of soy. Oftentimes, the margins on those crops can be thin and it requires more space than some of these other farmers who are growing some of the grains in the New Country Organics and in our chicken crack sprouting mix. Those small farmers are able to get a little bit higher premium on their product. So we know that we are supporting some of the smaller farmers who are also some of our clients. So please check out the chicken crack sprouting mix. If you go to bloominghealthfarms.com/chicken hyphen crack, you can see right now we're offering 5-pound bags of this mix so you can get a grip on your supply of feed and be able to control your feed costs a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're seeing happy, healthy hens that are always laying amazing eggs. So with that, I shall leave you on a So with that, that is all I have for today's show. If you've liked what you've heard so far, please do leave a comment below, subscribe, hit that little notification bell so you can see when we release a new episode. And if you're interested in learning more about how hydroponic fodder can benefit your livestock and your land and improve your profit margins, head on over to thinkingoutsidethesoil.com and get yourself a copy of my book. Thank you for being with me here on Thinking Outside the Soil. Join us again for another episode. Take care and have a lovely day.